Ease up on yourself, man. Stop comparing yourself to other people. That's the title of today's video, and that's what I'm coming on here to talk about. Now, this is a topic that is very simple and something that we have all dealt with before in life, right? This is not something that's brand new. It's all something that we have dealt with, and this is all something that we have experienced with, right? But I just wanted to come across here just to give a quick reminder, right? Because I feel like as people, you know what I mean? And it varies, but I feel like when you are comparing yourself, you being hard on yourself, man. You being harsh on yourself, and you being too hard on yourself, man. And you need to ease up and give yourself grace and give yourself time, right? And I feel like, people tell it all the time. You even may talk to it about yourself in your head. You know what I mean? Stop comparing yourself. You know what I mean? You got to stop comparing yourself to other people, man. You know what I mean? What you got going on in your life is not what somebody else may have destined for their life, and something that's not a part of their plan, a part of their path in life, right? You may talk to yourself about that. You may, write it down, talk it out loud, talk to yourself in your head, or you may have somebody else tell you that, through conversation. You know what I mean? It's something that you have dealt with before, but I feel like it's something that's not easy to do, especially when, you see other people on social media, or when you just see people out and about in real life, right? I feel like as humans, it's something that we naturally tend to do, whether that's consciously or unsubconsciously, right? Because at the end of the day, I feel like we all want to feel like we have a place, and we all have some type of merit and some type of foundation in the world, right? And when you see somebody else, especially if you may be the same age as this person, or y'all may come from the same background, when you see somebody else, in a similar position, but they may be doing better than you, you know what I mean? They may have things that you want that you do not have, right? I feel like over time, I feel like it's a natural thing that you may unsubconsciously compare yourself to that person, because you feel like that's where you should be at, right? And that doesn't even have to be in a selfish or in a jealous type of way, right? You feel like as a 20-year-old, right? And this is using me as an example, right? As a 20-year-old, you feel like you should have a car, right? You should have a car by now. You know what I mean? You should have a social life. You should have a girlfriend. You know what I mean? You should have a good body. Things of that nature. It doesn't have to be things that's materialistic, superficial. That's the word I was looking for, right? It doesn't even have to be things that's necessarily superficial or materialistic. It could just be normal things, just like that, normal necessities and normal checkpoints and goals in life that anybody will want to achieve, and anybody that will want to go after and to have in life, right? And it's like when you see other people doing that, you see other people thriving in that, right? Especially when you know somebody personally, when you know them on a personal level, right? When you see that, it's like, dang, what am I doing that's not right? What am I doing that, I'm not doing enough of? What is something that I could be doing more of to try to get in that position, right? To try to reach that level, to try to get that goal, right? I feel like those are normal questions that will be posed in somebody's head, especially when they know that they could reach that goal, when they know that they can be in that same type of predicament, in that same type of situation, right? But you got to take a step back and look at it at a bigger picture and understand that you as an individual are not the same as everybody else. You are individually wired, differently, just slightly a little bit from everybody else across the world, right? So what they may have going on in their life is what God has destined for them in that moment and at that present time, right? And you just got to be accepting of that, right? You got to be accepting of that, and you have to be understanding of that, right? And I know that's not fair to say to everybody, because everybody's situation is different, right? Just like I said, how every individual person is different, right? I know that somebody's situation may be a little bit harder than what I may have going on. Somebody's situation may be a little bit harder than what they friend or what somebody else, just across the world in life maybe have going on, right? So I know that it's not fair to say that, but at the end of the day, you comparing yourself to somebody else and wishing to be where they at and hoping to be where they at is only gonna cause a negative connotation to happen over you, right? Because you start to look down on yourself. You start to talk down on yourself. You start to wonder, is something wrong with you? Are you doing everything that you should be to try to get in the predicament that you want to be at? Are you doing everything to try to achieve the goal that you are trying to achieve, right? You start to be harder on yourself. You start to be negative to yourself. You start to be mean to yourself, right? And when you do this, you aren't able to sit back and look at what you may have positive going on within your life, right? You may not be where you want to be in life right now, but that don't mean that you can't end up getting there later, or that you can't end up putting in the work and that eventually coming into fruition, right? That doesn't mean you just gotta quit and not persist and try to keep persevering to go on every day, right? You know what I mean? You may not be where you want to be in that specific time in life, but that don't mean that you just got to be completely done with it and just throw it all away, right? Because like I said, what somebody else has going on in their life is just destined for them. That's what they have going on in their life. And what you have going on in your life is what is destined for you, and what God has destined for you in that present moment, right? But comparing yourself and trying to compare yourself to somebody else and wondering why you're not there, and wondering why you don't have this, or wondering why you don't have that, it's only gonna strip you of your natural joy, of your natural attitude about life, your natural mindset about life, right? It's gonna cause you to slow yourself down, right? You only gonna be getting in your own way, because most of the time, like I said, that's what they have going on in their life. And sometimes what they have in their life is just not meant for you, right? It's not meant for you, and it's something that's not in your control. It's something that's not in your control, and it's something that you can't just up and change overnight. So why dwell on it? You know what I mean? Why let it have such a negative hold over your mindset? Why have it have a negative hold over your body, over your spirit? You know what I mean? Why let it have such a negative thing over you, instead of just being accepting and understanding that this is my life, this is how I'm living in the present moment. Am I where I want to be? No, but if I can have a means to change it, I will keep persisting, I will keep persevering to try to get there, right? And this is my own story. This is my own life. And this is not what somebody else has going on, right? This is what my calling is. This is what my purpose is. This is what God sent me to the earth to do. And that's all I'm going to focus on, right? I know it's hard because you feel like you should be in that certain situation. you should be able to attain that certain type of goal, or you should already have that going on in your life. But just understand, that with due time it will come, and it can come when you putting in work, when you are taking time to try to reach towards that goal, to reach towards that threshold, to reach towards that thing in life, right? Just understand that not everything that's destined for somebody else will be destined for you, right? You like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'm out.